Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're ready for a fun, full day of streaming. Some good variety on the streams today, for sure. Today is Friday, the 28th of August, 2020. We are almost at the end of the summertime, and we are almost into the fall gaming season, or as I like to call it, the hardcore gaming season of 2020. And I hope you guys are ready. Seriously, it's going to be a doozy of a year with not only so many new games, but so many new console releases and everything going on. It's going to be a wild time. So, what's up? Beginning of the weekend for many, right? Some people don't really have a weekend like me. I'm streaming non-stop anyway, but for some, the beginning of a nice relaxing weekend. How you doing? Hopefully it is a nice relaxing weekend for you guys and you're ready to chill on the streams with me, right? So first of all, we were just talking about this. Well, for those who are here live on the stream, however many of there are, I don't even know. I was just talking about this in the stream chat that 10 years ago, in 2010, I was so popular on YouTube, and there were so many people who made music remixes of my stuff. They would watch the playthroughs, cut out my dialogue, and then make music remixes. We actually had, at the end of the year, during my year-end videos, a top 10 fan-voted best music remixes of 2010. I think that was the only year I ever did it. I may be wrong, but I'm almost positive. That was basically like the height of my popularity, and so many people on a daily basis were just anxious for new videos from me or new content from me of some sort, and everyone was constantly trying to do remixes and everything. It was a pretty cool time, right? And I appreciated that. It's funny you can still find that series, on YouTube. But, now we listen to remixes on the pre-streams. Things change in a decade. Jeez, a decade. Holy crap. I can't even believe it's been a decade. It's almost been a decade since I was laid off from my office job. I was laid off on the 30th of September, I believe it was, 2010. And that's when my life changed forever, when I decided I was going to try to be a content creator. Of course, at that time, it was called a YouTuber, because there was no full-time streamers or anything like that a decade ago. But what a change in my life when that happened, right? But anyway, that's neither here nor there, my friends. It's time for a fun day of streaming today. What are we going to be doing? I'll tell you what we're going to be doing. Today, to open up our first stream here, is going to be the premiere of the new episodic narrative tale from Telltale Games called Tell Me Why. That's what it's called. I'm not joking. The name of the game is Tell Me Why. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Episode 1 of Tell Me Why. And we'll see how it is. I've heard it's roughly about 3 hours long. I actually know nothing whatsoever about the plot. At all. I don't. All I know is what we saw at, what was it, at Sony video? No, excuse me, the Microsoft event. Because it's a Microsoft game studio. They bought out Don't Nod. They own Don't Nod. So, I'm eager to see what the game is about. I have no idea. We're going to find out today. Being that it's Don't Nod, it probably has hipsters. It probably has, some kind of a very liberal protagonist, I would assume. I'm not even joking. Like, I guarantee you it's probably like, homosexual or transgender. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, this is, Don't Nod loves doing this. They love actually having representation in their games. They make it a point of interest to have representation in their games usually. So I wouldn't be shocked if this was in there. I guess we're going to find out today. By the way, I have no issue with that either. I'm just want to make that clear. I have no issue with that whatsoever. I'm just saying, like, this game dev, that they actually focus on that. That's like, we got to do that. We like having representation in our games, so we strive to have underrepresented groups in our games. So I would guarantee that's probably in there. Okay? But I don't know what it's about. If it's anything like Life is Strange, it could be good or it could be terrible. Because I was talking with Stream Chat about this earlier. Don't Nod basically was an unknown studio. They made a game years ago called Remember Me. I remember playing that game like 5-6 years ago, and it was kind of meh. It had good visual art style, but the gameplay wasn't great. And I remember just kind of playing through it and thinking it was kind of meh. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. And then they came out with Life is Strange. And Life is Strange 1 was cool because it took that whole Telltale Games formula of choose your own adventure style narrative gameplay, but it added a cool twist with having a girl having superpowers, being able to manipulate time, and having an ongoing mystery about what's going on at this university campus. Is there a murderer or what's going on? And it was a big mystery like that, and it was a really good game because of that. I think it blew a lot of people away. A lot of people didn't actually expect that. Certainly I didn't. I remember being on the fence about playing it, and then people told me, "No, Phil, you should definitely play it." When I did, I was like, "Wow, it's really good." One of my favorite games of that year. But since then, let's be honest here, Don't Nod really hasn't reached that level of greatness again. If you look at the games they did after that, they did Life is Strange Before the Storm, which was the prequel, which wasn't any good because there was no powers in it, no supernatural powers, and therefore losing that element, just being a narrative game about a bunch of angsty teen girls, wasn't very good. Just being honest here, I didn't really like it. They came out with a game called Vampire, or Vampire, I don't know how to pronounce it. I played it and I don't even know how to pronounce it, so that should tell you something. I was one of the few people who actually bothered playing the entire game, and it wasn't very good either. It had a combat style that they were trying to emulate Dark Souls, but had an RPG element to it, and it wasn't very good. The graphics were very choppy, and it just had too much dialogue, to the point where it was so much dialogue it was boring. And then, most recently, we had Life is Strange 2 last year. And Life is Strange 2, not to say that it was a terrible game, but it really devolved into poor writing. Like the whole second half of that game was absolutely terrible writing. It was some of the worst ham-fisted writing I've ever read, just really forcing these liberal agendas down your throat. Instead of caring about the game being good, it was more about pushing a liberal agenda and trying to say that all Americans are racists and all this kind of crazy shit. And I was like, those people exist, but I'm pretty sure the frequency of their occurrence in that fucking game is ludicrous. It's just so over-exaggerated. Okay? So, I have no idea how this is going to pan out in Tell Me Why, but I guess we're going to find out today as we play it. Now, one thing about this game, it's under Xbox Game Pass, it's under Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. If you only have the Xbox Game Pass that covers consoles, you don't get this game for free. It's only if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is the one that includes PC and Xbox console and is more expensive, that's the one where you can get this game for free. So, I hate to say it, but I think that sadly, what's happening here is Microsoft is not really giving much value for the console-based Xbox Game Pass. They're basically telling you should upgrade. Why you cannot get a console game under the console version of Xbox Game Pass, I have no idea at all. That's kind of weird to me. So the weirdest thing happened yesterday, okay? So I knew this was only on Xbox, not on PlayStation. So I boot up my Xbox One, and I go to the store, and I go to Xbox Game Pass section, because I wanted to confirm this was available. And it said right there, only available for Ultimate owners. I was like, oh shit. That kind of sucks, so that's going to be more expensive for me to buy to get this game. Because, by the way, I wasn't going to buy the game outright. Apparently, the game's only 3 episodes, and the episodes are coming out relatively fast. One this week, one next week, and one, I think, the second week of September. And then it's done. It's like a 3-episode game, and then it's over with. So, I was like, I don't want to buy the game for like $20, $30. I think it's like $30 to buy it outright. If it's going to be a game that's going to be over that quick. So I said, maybe I'll just get Xbox Game Pass for a month, play the episodes as they come out, and then, I'll be done with it. Don't even need to renew Game Pass or nothing, right? So I go to do it, and it says it's not available under the standard Xbox Game Pass. You need the Ultimate. I was like, that sucks. It's going to be more expensive, right? Isn't it like $20 a month for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate or something? I think it is. So, I go to get it, all right, and it says, download, install. I was like, huh? Why can I get this game now? I don't have Game Pass, right? But I did it, I downloaded it, okay, and it boots. I'm like, huh? It worked. Okay, what's going on here? Something obviously, I mean, did Microsoft screw up? Did they just hand me the game for free or something? I don't know what's happening. And so finally I look into it. I go to subscriptions, the subscription section of my Xbox One. And guess what? It says I have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I was like, what? So here's my theory. Here's what I think happened. Okay? I think that last year I had Xbox Live Gold. I did last year. I was playing the games, you know, I was playing games online. Remember, I played Gears of War 5. And since then, I don't think there's been another game that I've played online. Now, I've invited Mr. Papavera to my Minecraft server, and I think you need Xbox Live Gold to do that. Now, I haven't done that in a couple of months or whatever, but I was under the impression I had Xbox Live Gold, and I had on auto-renew and everything. But I had no idea that I had Xbox Game Pass. So a year ago, in the fall, I believe it was around September-ish, okay? Actually, no, I take that back. It wasn't like June, July, or August. It was around July or August of last year. Someone gave me a code and told me it was a 3-month code for Xbox Game Pass. And they said, you know, use this because there were multiple games. If you remember, there was Blair Witch and Gears of War 5. That had come out within 1 month, and they were both available under Xbox Game Pass. So someone gifted me a code and said, here's the code. You know, use this to get the games. That way you don't have to pay for them. And it was a very, very appreciated donation because it saved me a bunch of money for those games. Okay? But apparently, one of two things happened. Either the code was for much longer than we had thought, and it was for a year, which I don't know, or Microsoft did some weird thing where because I was already an Xbox Gold subscriber, Xbox Live Gold subscriber, they fused the two into an extended subscription. But I had no clue. Like, I had no idea. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a little disappointed because if I had known this, I probably would have been checking out more games under Xbox Game Pass this past year. Including probably some indie-style games and stuff that were available under there, maybe, right? And it's just weird to me that I never got any info about it. Like, Microsoft never sent me a message about it or nothing. It just happened. Now, the bad news about this is it expires on the 14th of September. Yeah. So even though I could have taken advantage of this all year long because I had it and didn't know, it expires next month. And being honest with you, I don't think there's any reason to extend it at this point. The next games that I would probably want to play under Game Pass will be in November. If you remember that game, Medium, is going to be an Xbox exclusive. And so I want to play that. And that will be under Game Pass, but that's not till November. So why am I going to pay to get it through September, October? It doesn't make sense. So I guess I'm just going to let it expire next month. And then we'll, if I want to renew it later on, I will. Now, someone already contacted me and said maybe I'll like gift you another code. I mean, that's great. If anyone ever is interested in gifting me like a code to Game Pass or something like that, you can always just email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com. And I appreciate those contributions, you know, especially if it allows me to save a few bucks here or there on a game that I'm going to play, or maybe even sample a game that normally I wouldn't have played. Like last year, I probably wouldn't have bought Blair Witch, but I played it because it was under Game Pass, see? So anyway, I will probably take advantage of Game Pass later this year when there are a bunch of games coming out around November, December for Xbox consoles. I see no reason to pay for it right now, okay? But here's the thing, like this might have actually changed my mind about this month. Now, right now I'm playing Batman Arkham City. I'm about to finish Nier Automata. I'm also doing Paper Mario, The Origami King. I'm also playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I'm doing Fall Guys. Those are kind of like my 5 consistent things I'm doing right now. Now, in the next week, I'm going to finish Nier Automata, and I'm going to make major progress in Paper Mario to the point where I'm feeling I can probably finish Paper Mario in the first half of September. If this were the case, I might not have played Batman. I might have like checked out Battletoads. I might have played other games under Xbox Game Pass if I had known I had it. But I didn't know. So, it kind of is what it is, right? What can you do? But anyway, that's how I got Tell Me Why today. Or excuse me, that's how I got Tell Me Why today. I got it via Game Pass. And the next 2 episodes are also under Game Pass Ultimate. So I will be playing the next 2 episodes. Alright, let me put it this way. As long as this isn't terrible today, if this episode absolutely sucks shit, then I'm not doing the next 2 episodes. Alright? But if at least we're getting entertainment factor out of it, if we're enjoying the story, if we're laughing at how bad the writing is, whatever it may be, as long as we're having a good time, I'm going to play the next 2 episodes. One comes out next week, and one comes out the week after, so the first week of September, and then the second week of September, okay? And that's the whole game. So I guess the game's supposed to be between, like, 9 and 10 hours long. Alright. Okay. So that's what we're doing today. And it should be interesting to see what Don't Nod has been up to. Okay? Later tonight, it is my weekly throwback Street Fighter session where we play old school Street Fighter for a couple of hours. Street Fighter 2, 3, and Alpha 3. In a rare twist, I cannot stay late tonight, even though I've been able to stay late for Street Fighter for a while. My wife actually has today off in a rarity. So we're actually going to try to spend some time together later tonight. So it's just going to be a standard 2-hour stream of Street Fighter later tonight. No overtime. Okay? Tomorrow, we're going to do a major stream of Paper Mario and the Origami King. In the playthrough, we have arrived at World 4, which is the big ocean. And we have cleared the fog, meaning now we can explore this open world ocean area, which is really neat. And I'm curious to see what we will find in the open world ocean. So it's going to be fun. Exploration and dungeon crawling and all kinds of fun stuff tomorrow on the Paper Mario stream. I hope you join me for that. Tomorrow night, Fall Guys. That's right. More Fall Guys gameplay on the late stream tomorrow. Then on Sunday, it's the return of Batman Arkham City for a major stream. And then on Sunday night, it'll be more Paper Mario and the Origami King. Why so much so soon? Because this week I'm trying to squeeze in around 5 to 6 hours of gameplay. As I said, I really need to beat that game. I've been playing it over a month and only in World 4. So I'm hoping for big progress, this weekend. And hopefully I can beat it, like I said, within the first couple of weeks of September. Okay, so more Paper Mario Sunday night. Then on Monday, it is the conclusion. The conclusion of Nier Automata. Finally, after 3.5 years, I'm going to see the ending of Run C, and then we're going to do alternate endings D and E to get the true story of what's been happening in Nier Automata. I'm finally going to get to see, because I've been playing this now for a few weeks, right? And man, now having my eyes opened to, what was really going on in the game and the new gameplay elements and story and everything, it's very, very different. And I'm very excited to see, what this is going to happen in this game on Monday when we finish it. So I hope you'll join me for the big conclusion on Monday. And then Monday night, more Fall Guys. Now, just to throw something out there, guys, next week, we begin with multiple new releases. I said it's the beginning of the big fall or hardcore gaming season, as I like to call it. I really enjoyed playing Fall Guys a lot these past couple of weeks, but sadly, now with new releases coming out, I'm going to have to divide my time up differently. Fall Guys will still be played, but maybe only once a week, maybe twice if I can manage it, but likely only once a week, because coming out next week, we have both Marvel's Avengers and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 collection. Okay? And because of that, those are going to be the mainstream games, and the late streams are going to be everything else. So, Paper Mario, throwback Street Fighter, Fire Emblem, Batman, and yes, Fall Guys. See? So with those playthroughs now kind of being downgraded, it makes more sense for me to cut back on Fall Guys. All right, maybe once a week Fall Guys. Okay, so there you go. That's what's going on next week. It'll be an interesting week to say the least, to see if these games are any good, to see if Avengers pans out to be a good game for someone who's not going to play it co-op, beat 'em up like a lot of people are with their friends. I guess we're going to find out. Okay, that's the schedule. Now, tonight, actually I take this back because now my wife's home tonight. So tomorrow, I am going to close off the poll where you guys are voting on a marathon for September. I was going to do it last night. I got so busy behind the scenes with other stuff, I didn't have a chance to do it. All right? But tomorrow night, I'm going to close off the marathon poll, determine the winner, and then, depending on what marathon we're doing, I may be setting up a thread on my forums for you guys to nominate the games for the marathon. Currently, these are the marathons you can vote for with 1 day left. You can vote for Indies Marathon, independent games. You could vote for Classic Mario Marathon, which is Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2, the lost levels. Or you can vote for a Rage-a-thon, rage-inducing games. All right? Absolute last chance. All right? Absolute last chance to vote. How do you vote? Type !marathon into the stream chat, or every 15 or 20 minutes or so, a link pops up by itself. You can click on, head over there, and vote, and vote some more. Okay? Please do. Please vote some more. All right. Outside of that, we're almost in a new month. When we hit the month of September, next week, we're going to be starting up a new subscriber goal that's going to be related to my upcoming Halloween event. Doing a Halloween-themed marathon with horror games. And it doesn't have to all be horror games, but it can be mostly horror games if that's what you guys want. But maybe you guys will want to see a segment of like Fall Guys or something, and I'm okay with that. So the Tier 1 sub goal for the month of September, we'll be doing a Halloween special marathon event. All right? Where you guys will be able to nominate and vote on the games that I'll be playing in it. But the Tier 2 sub goal will be you guys get to vote on the type of costume that I will wear during that event. If we don't hit the Tier 2 subs goal, then I'm just going to choose the costume. All right? But you guys will have control over that if we hit the Tier 2 subs goal. All right? So what are the sub goals? I'm not telling you yet. Because what I want to see is what happens between now and you know, the first week of September. I want to see if the subscriptions go up or down. Right now we're at 675. Because most of the gifted subs that I got over the last month have expired at this point. So judging on what happens with the sub level, that'll determine the sub goal for the month, you know. So let's see what happens in the next few days heading into September. And in that first week of September, I'll set up the sub goals appropriately for the Halloween event. All right, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Halloween event. I do it every year. You guys love it. I love it. It's always a fun time. This year in particular, we got a lot of good stuff going on. There's a horror game coming out the day before Halloween from The Dark Pictures, which is really cool. A little hope, right? That's going to be fun. And then we're going to have a Halloween event the day after. By the way, I decorate for the month of October. I decorate the office with all kinds of Halloween decorations. And I'm going to do that this year. I got to figure out what's out there, what's available to decorate the office with. So, okay. Alrighty then. Good stuff. Okay, so before we get to shout-outs, just a couple quick things to talk about today. Alright, first of all, yesterday, at the Gamescom presentation, they did a big 7-minute demo of the new Ratchet & Clank game. Alright? And most people had very positive reactions to it. It looks like seamlessly you're going to be heading in and out of other dimensions that are going to be rendering immediately with no load times, which is kind of crazy that the PS5 will be able to handle that. I think the biggest news that really came out of it is that they are saying it is a launch window game for PlayStation 5. Launch window. So what that tells me is it's not going to be available at launch in November when PlayStation 5 comes out, but it'll probably be within the first couple of months. I would guess either December or January. I would hope for December. Why? Because they will sell a ridiculous amount of copies of this game if they get it out before Christmas. But I also don't want them to rush the game, and then it ends up not being very good. Okay? I guess we'll see what happens. The other news is that the game is going to have 2 performance modes. One, it'll be at 4K resolution and 30 frames per second solid, supposedly. And then the other is a 60 frames per second mode, but I don't think they clarified what the resolution would be for that. You know, personally, I prefer frame rate over detail of the graphics. You know, I don't play games at 4K because I can't broadcast at 4K. So, but at the same time, I only broadcast at 30 frames per second because Twitch cannot handle 1080p 60 frames per second. I've tried, and the bitrate that they limit me to stream at is too low to handle it, and it looks like shit. It looks pixelated. So, for me, it's kind of like, how would I even play that game? I don't know. Would I play it on the 30 frames mode to get more detail in the graphics? or do I want to do 60? Like, I personally would enjoy the 60 more for myself, but you guys wouldn't benefit from that. You're only going to see the 30. So it's kind of like a tough call on what I would want to do. All right. I guess we'll have to see. Golden Noble says Bug Snacks is going to be the ultimate Christmas seller. I mean, he's probably right. Bug Snacks, I guarantee it's the craziest game you'll ever see. It's going to be good. I'm excited for Bug Snacks. I'm serious about that, too. I actually really am excited for Bug Snacks. I don't know what the fuck the game is, so I'm super curious what it's going to turn out to be. I hope it's good. So that's the first piece of news. The other piece of gaming news coming out, Hitman 3 has a release date, and that's a good thing. I believe it is January... I wrote it down. Hold on. I screwed up. I didn't bring it over here. 20th. January 20th, 2021, Hitman 3, and it's going to have both a current gen and next gen edition, and it's free to upgrade, meaning if you buy it, on one, you're going to own it on both, which it seems to be the angle that most of these game companies are taking now, that if you buy it, you can play it on either console. So that's coming up in January. I'm excited for that. Hitman 1 and 2 have been great games. Thank God it's not episodic like Hitman 1 was. It's going to be a full-fledged game just like Hitman 2 was. That'll be something fun to do in January for variety's sake, something completely different. And that's good stuff. We haven't played a Hitman game since, was it last year? Yeah, I want to say it was. Wasn't it like fall of 2019? I can't remember when it came out. I know it was over a year ago, or around a year ago, roughly. So, excited for another fun Hitman game. Good stuff. Alright. Outside of that, outside of a ridiculous amount of politics stuff in the U.S., there's really not much else going on. I just want to say, if you were affected by any of these crazy storms recently, you had hurricane/tropical storm Laura in the south. Apparently there was a nor'easter in the northeast United States. I hope you're okay. I hope you're recovering. I hope you didn't have a bunch of stuff destroyed. It sucks so bad when these storms come through and wreck everything. It is what it is, though, I guess, right? But I'm certainly not going to talk about politics. That's one thing you guys know I will not do unless it really pisses me off, or it affects me directly. And so I'm not going to stand here on a soapbox and give you politics about how bad both the Democratic and Republican national conventions were, how they were both so fucking full of shit, and how I hate all politicians in this country. I'm not going to stand here and talk about that. There's no way. Why would I do that? I'm a gamer, right? No, that's the truth of the matter is I'm just so turned off by politics in the U.S. that I don't ever want to talk about them because they're terrible. And as I said 4 years ago when we were in election season, I'm a gamer, guys, okay? I'm a guy who plays video games. I entertain you by playing video games and hanging out with you on a daily basis. I am not someone who is qualified, nor am I someone who I feel is important enough to lecture you on what you should do with your political views. You know what I mean? Certainly I have my own, but I'm not one who's going to sit here and try to influence you, okay? I feel that you, as my viewing audience, are intelligent enough to listen to all the information coming in from all sources and make a judgment for yourself. As I said 4 years ago, I'll say it again, I do feel that the news media is terrible in the United States, that no matter what you're watching, whether you're watching CNN or Fox, they're both trying to spin the news in a way to push an agenda. There really is no, there's no neutral reporting in the United States. And you have to understand that. When you're watching reports on the news, when you're watching these Democratic and Republican national conventions, you have to understand this is not unbiased fact. This is all people trying to basically advertise to you and trick you. That's what it is. It's marketing 101. It's they present their things in a way to push an agenda to get you to vote a certain way. And personally, I have my own beliefs, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about them on my stream because I'm a gamer. I'm not here to push an agenda. I said this 4 years ago, I'll say it again. I think that it's very, very disingenuous, and it's actually harmful and fucked up that there are content creators out there who on their gameplay streams, they're going to tell you should go vote a certain way, you should believe in a certain candidate. That's not their job. It's not their job. They're not here to tell you their fucking political views and shove that shit down your throat and tell you if you're going to be a responsible adult, you need to vote this way or that way. Fuck that. That's someone who thinks they know better than you, and they think that they're an elitist, they're smarter than you, and they're trying to tell you what to do because you're dumb. I would never do that. Seriously, I would never do that to you guys. So, you guys, I'm just telling you, be skeptical of what's out there, all right? Take in all the information in this voting season, because everyone's looking for your vote. If you live in the United States, everyone's looking for your vote right now. And vote with your mind and your heart, to the best of your ability, what you think is going to be the best for this country and yourself. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone say, if try to. The thing that really gets me, the moral shit. Oh, if you have morals, you'll vote this way or that way. Oh, fuck you. Because you know better than me and you're smarter than me, and right? You're the ultimate moral paragon. This motherfucker sitting on the internet is the ultimate moral paragon and knows right from wrong better than me. Get the fuck out of here. That's right. That turns me off. When someone actually tells me to vote one way, I'll vote the other way. Because you think you're so smart, right? So, that's all I have to say. Decide for yourself. Alright? Decide for yourself. I'm not here to tell you one thing or another thing. I don't think I'm more important than anyone. I don't think I'm smarter than anyone. I'm just here to have a good time with games. That's what we're here for. And that's what my streams are about. You're not going to hear me in the next few months as we get into November. Oh my God. You're not going to hear me standing on a soapbox. Vote this, vote that. Fuck that. And anyone who does that, you shouldn't watch their content. I'm just being honest here. That's my opinion. You should not watch their shit. Because that's someone who doesn't respect you. That's someone who thinks of you as a tool to an end. And that you're too dumb to figure shit out for yourself. Why are you going to tune into a gameplay stream of someone who's just harping on you about fucking politics and shit like that constantly, right? So, that's my take on it. You disagree, if and that's fine if you do. That's the other thing too. I've become a lot more open-minded the last few years. I realize it's okay to disagree. We can agree to disagree. If you like content creators who want to talk about politics constantly and tell you what to do, go ahead, watch them. But that's not me. Not me. I just want to have fun with games and hang out with you guys. That's all I'm about. So, okay. All right. Outside of that, I don't think there's much else really going on to talk about. I was trying to think, is there any other news or whatever, but not really that I can think of. So I guess we're going to get to shout-outs now. Okay? We start off with an anonymous gifter who gifted a sub to Try Hard for Life. Congratulations, Try Hard for Life. Appreciate that. Gorilla X Pimp did a 50-bit cheer. And he says, "You're going to play this weird shit? Laughing my ass off. Hipsters are the worst. It's going to be a fun stream." I guess, I said, I really don't know anything about the game outside of what they showed at the Microsoft game event, which wasn't much. I just know there's going to be some kind of an element of mystery where they can see things that happened in the past, right? So I guess we're going to see what the hell is going on here with the game, but, it's really the mystery aspect and the writing that made Last of Us, let's try this again. Life is Strange 1, so good. And then when you got the big twist ending, you're like, whoa! It was really good. Really well written in that regard. I hope this game has that. I could care less what gender or what political agenda they have with the protagonists and stuff that they choose. I don't care. I just want a good story, and I hope it has a good story. Okay? So thank you, Gorilla X Pimp, for the first cheer of the day. Matson the Motto subscribed to the channel for 2 months in a row and said, "Skirt." Skirt. Okay. Skirt it is. That's it. There's no other shout-outs to give, so I guess what we'll do, let's shout out the top 10 cheerers of the week. Thank you to those who've cheered so far this week. In 10th place, we've got a tie. Actually, it's a tie for 9th between Angelo Bestia and Jordy and Paul. Then in 8th place, we've got Ripley Atomic. In 7th place, Timbo Slice, and he's tied for Sambuca, so it's actually tied for 6th. In 5th place, Nonsense Gaming Live. In 4th place, Spartan King. 3rd place, Ninstar Rune. 2nd place, Lizersol. And in 1st place, Shadow the Hedgehog. Thank you guys for your support of the channel this week. Also, thank you to those who've gifted subscriptions so far this week. We got Melody Zelda, Lunaba, Internet Famous McCroy, That Dude Roz, Kubi Contract, and Angelo Bestia, who have all gifted a single subscription to the channel this week. So thank you guys for your support of the channel in that way. Actually, a few more things. Let's see. Daner 2013, or Danner, but I think it's Daner, subscribed for 3 months. Thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Timbo Slice did a 100-bit cheer, and that makes Timbo Slice GB the top cheer of the day. So let's get him on the leaderboard. Here we go. Shit, what the hell? Wow, my hand was not on the home row right there. Those were not the home row keys. All right, Timbo, thank you for that. He says, why'd that dude give spoilers for the F game? Come on, man. For the F game? What's an F game? You mean tell me why? Or are you talking about something else? I don't even know what's going on. But thank you for the cheer, Timbo. Knows Nobody also did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, Insomniac has confirmed Ratchet & Clank will have a 60 FPS mode. Yes, we just talked about that. 60 frames per second mode. That should be the minimum in next gen, in my opinion. You know, Knows Nobody, I've been saying this for 3 different console generations. I've been saying, why is it that no matter what they put in these consoles, what hardware, they claim every single console that's released, groundbreaking, new capabilities of the hardware we're putting in this console, you're going to see the best graphics ever. We don't even have a standard yet for what's expected graphically from a video game on a console. I don't understand this. How do we not have ground rules? If you're going to release a game for PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, it should have this quality. Okay? That pisses me off. Why is it that I buy a game and some games run at like fucking 15 frames per second? But then I buy another game for the same goddamn price as the other game and it runs at a smooth 60 frames, right? And admittedly, you might say, well, the other game has more detail. That's great, but if the frame rate is choppy, I don't want that detail then. What you're telling me is the game devs failed to make that game perform at a reasonable level, and therefore the graphics should be downgraded, right? How is it that on PS4, right, we didn't have a competitive standard for games online? Why wasn't it that every game ran at 60 frames or whatever, and then you could have a fair competition? Instead, some shooters ran at 60. Some shooters ran at a hybrid between 45 and 60. Some shooters ran at 30, and some shooters ran behind. What the fuck? You see, that does piss me off. Because when you're paying top dollar for these new consoles, as we're all going to, I'm going to be paying, you know, whatever, 500, 600, whatever it is for PS5. I'll be dropping the same money as all of you who are going to get it. And on day one, we're going to be playing games, and I guarantee you some of the games are going to be amazingly good, and some are going to look like shit. And I'm tired of it. I agree with Knows Nobody. We should have a standard that we demand when we're going to pay this kind of money. And if the game devs aren't going to live up to it, then we shouldn't support this. We shouldn't support them pushing out an inferior product, okay? It's as I've said, if they're going to push out an inferior product, then charge me less money. If you know your game runs like shit, don't charge me $60. You know, charge me 40 and admit it. Oh, the frame rate, we couldn't get it good. We couldn't get it solid. We apologize. It's a cheaper game now. But they won't do that. Anyway, let's continue. Timbo Slice cheered again, another 100 bits. He says, sorry, I was angry. I was talking about tell me why and F as its fucking game. Oh, so you're saying that he was giving spoilers for the game? He was? Just because he says hipsters? I mean, it's Don't Nod. We know there's hipsters. Let's be honest here. We know there's hipsters. There's no way around it. Okay? There's going to be hipsters in a Don't Nod. Yeah, I think every single person who works at Don't Nod is a hipster, and I don't think they know that people who aren't hipsters exist. I think they think this is like the normal person. They don't realize that hipsters are a fringe group in American society. They actually think everyone is a hipster because they live in these hipster-oriented groups. Like, you know, if you live in certain areas of Washington State, if you live in fucking Portland, Oregon, all you have around you is hipsters. So you think that's like the norm. It's not, but they think it. Okay? Robert Evans did 100-bit cheers. They're thinking of buying a new laptop and know any good places. I don't know. Around here, there's only a few places, ouch, that carry that kind of stuff. Obviously, you got your ultimate variety stores like Walmart and Target, but I have no idea pricing-wise, you know, how good they are or if they're any kind of good products that they'll sell. I have no idea. You got Best Buy. Typically, Best Buy is a lot more pricey than those places. But at least at Best Buy, you can find usually a wider variety of selection. And in addition, they usually have all the accessories and all the shit that you're going to need. They usually have in one place. But beware, because they will try to sell you a million things you don't need, like the protection plans and shit, that are completely fucking worthless and pure profit for them. We have a Fry's in my area, and Fry's is another kind of variety store, mostly electronics, but they also have things like appliances, all kinds of variety of stuff. And I would say Fry's might be a good choice if you have one near you, but they're only in very limited parts of the United States. So, ultimately, you're going to get the best deal online. The problem is online, you can't see what you're getting, right? You have no clue what you're getting when you buy online. You could be, you think you're getting something that looks like this, and then you end up getting something that's not as close. I hate that. These vests that I bought for the streams, two of them looked completely different online. The blue and the red vest. The blue looked like it was a bright blue, and the red vest looked like it was orange. I buy them, it's dark blue and dark red. And that's what I mean. Is that you kind of online, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get to see the product in person. Maybe do this. If you have local stores in your area, and you go to the store, find a product you like in person, and then go buy it online, save money. I know that sucks, but retail stores are really very, very quickly becoming showrooms for products like this that no one buys from. Resist the urge to buy it. It's, what do they call that? Impulse buy. You're there and you want it immediately. You don't want to wait. So you buy it immediately and you end up paying way more money. Don't do that. Okay? Golden Cold says I should buy clothing that have on-body pictures someone photographed for a review. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because sometimes even the model pictures that they use are not accurate. So you're saying look at the reviews. Maybe someone put pictures up of these clothing so you see what it looks like on a real person. I guess that's a good recommendation because I didn't do that. Thank you, Golden Colts. I will probably do that in the future. Okay. Tryhard for Life said, tell me why. Okay, then. Excuse me. Square Individual says, I heard there's a new Left 4 Dead 2 update coming out. No, why on earth would I hear that? Left 4 Dead 2 is a game that's like 9 years old. How on earth would I have heard that there's an update for it? Right? Or is it 10 years old? I think it was actually 10 years old at this point. And by the way, I apologize. As you can hear, my allergies are acting up today. I slept with the window open, and there's a lot of pollen outside today. I woke up with my sinuses and my throat all swollen up. It sucks. I took an allergy pill already. It's worked a little bit, but it hasn't really fully kicked in yet. Sucks. Timbo Slice says, do you feel Black Friday will be 100% online this year? I think retailers will have giant sales online to try to entice online buying. All right? But let's face it, the American people are stupid, and they will rush to stores regardless and create crowds where they shouldn't in the middle of a pandemic. There are states right now that don't even regulate this shit. We just had, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? In Sturgis, what state was that? They had a gathering of over 100,000 people for a bikers convention with concerts and everything, and now they're tracing hundreds of cases of coronavirus that came out of it. No distance, no social distancing, nothing, right? So some of us are working very hard, and we are suffering. We are sacrificing our personal freedoms. We're wearing masks. We're not able to do the activities we used to enjoy doing. We have everything scaled back because we want to stop the spread of the virus. And then you have dumb fucks in states that are doing absolutely nothing, and they're spreading it like wildfire and don't give a fuck. Okay? So because of that, it seems to me like it's a losing battle against this thing. And I guarantee you, despite the fact that we have all these social distancing practices in place, Black Friday will be a fucking mess no matter what. Now, the good news is this year, many retailers have announced they are not opening on Thanksgiving. Wow, what a concept. Don't open your fucking store on a national holiday when everyone should be home celebrating with their family and friends, right? Don't do that. Don't make people go to work on a day when everyone should have off. Gee, what a concept. They're finally fucking scaling that back at least. But, sadly, I guarantee you that Friday is going to be a huge mess. It is. It's going to be a huge fucking mess. All right. Anyway, that's that. All right, guys. So, that is it. Now, by the way, reminder. Even though today we're doing a narrative-based game, a choose-your-own-adventure game. It's very much the same as any other regular gameplay stream. I'll be playing this episode, and hopefully it's enough to fill the stream. If not, if I need to stick around a little bit later, do extra Q&A or whatever to fill out the stream till 4 p.m., we will. I've been told this episode's roughly 3 hours long, so I'm thinking that's long enough to fill the whole stream, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess we'll see. Okay. But, you know, it's a standard stream. That means the Vest streak continues. We're at 260 straight streams of hitting the Vest goal, if you can believe it. And that means we have a tips goal for the stream. All right? Now, obviously, this is a narrative-based game with going to be a lot of dialogue. I will do shout-outs as appropriate. If I need to pause the game or whatever, I will. But please understand it's a little bit different than a game that's heavy gameplay related. There's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of paying attention to the game and reacting to what's going on rather than me being able to constantly do shout-outs and talking with you the whole time. Okay, I hope you understand that. It's a different kind of game. But we are still trying to hit the tips goal today. All right? And the stream is going to go to the standard time of 4 p.m. All right? So just throwing that out there because I know when certain kinds of games are played, all of a sudden people, you know, I don't want people at the end of the stream, we have, you know, no tips, and the goal's not going to get hit, and then people start freaking out. All right? It's a normal stream. It's the same as every other stream we do, even though it's a different kind of game. It's the standard thing. If the tips goal doesn't get hit, the tips goal doesn't get hit, the Vest streak ends, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I promise you, I'll still be here tonight for Street Fighter. I promise you, the streams will continue. Nothing's going to change. All right? It will not be the end of the world. People tend to freak out if we get close to not hitting the goal. All right? I understand it's been over 5 months of hitting this goal, and it's a crazy, awesome, positive thing. It's been so supportive. It's helped me out tremendously this year. But all good things come to an end, right? They do. And if today's the day, that's okay. We don't have to freak out about it. If that were to happen, what we would do is the next time we stream, which will be tonight, we'll talk about what should we do. Should we reset the Vest streak? Do you guys not care about the Vest streak anymore? You want to do something different? You know, we could talk about it. You guys invented the Vest streak to begin with. I'm open-minded about the future, all right? But don't freak out about it. So many people freak out, and it looks like we're not going to hit the streak. We don't need to, all right? Fair enough? Okay. Robert Evans cheered, and he says, ever thought about going to nature trails near you? I have some nice ones here in Maryland. We've thought about it. We have. Kind of sucks when you have allergies like we both do. Both my wife and I have allergies. And going out, a lot of the times we get congested and shit because of it. But, maybe if we ever had time, we would. The problem is usually when we get a day off here, we have to cram literally all the important stuff we need to do has to be done in 1 day a week. Because outside of that, I'm on stream full time, 6 days a week, you know. So, because, you know, cramming that in is tough. You know, all the little errands you got to run, grocery shopping, having to go to any appointments or anything, you know, shopping for Jasper, his pet supplies, any errands we need to run that are important, they all have to be done on 1 day. So it's very tough to, usually we almost never have like, oh, most of the day's free and we can now schedule a nature walk or we can go do this big event or that. We usually can't do that. You know, it sucks. But that's life. Like I said, ultimately, if things keep going the way they're going, not only can I maybe start to make better improvements to the streams, like I said, get the new consoles, get rid of this couch, get a better setup here, maybe I can do a better chair, a green screen possibly, maybe a better webcam, maybe long term, obviously this isn't going to happen anytime soon, maybe I can actually every once in a while take an extra day off to spend time with my wife, and then maybe we could do stuff like that. Right now, it's not possible. Maybe in the near future, or not in the near future, maybe like next year. Maybe every once in a while, I can take an extra day off. Holy shit. Can you imagine that concept? There you go. Only iced coffee, just to forewarn you. I'm going to forewarn you about something, all right? So people have been stalking you all over the internet. I don't know if you're aware, because you have been a big contributor to the streams. And they keep trying to send me stuff saying that you're being negative towards me in my streams. I want to give you a big warning here because this has been happening recently. And apparently they're tracking every single word you say, every stream you go on, everything you say on social media. I don't give two fucks about it because I don't pay attention to that stuff. All I know is you come to streams, you've been a fun and positive influence, and obviously you're a big supporter of the streams with all the subs and stuff that you've gifted recently, okay, and the cheering too. So you got no complaints from me, but people keep trying to basically make you look bad by saying, look what he said here, look what he did here, he made fun of you here. So I'm just forewarning you that this is happening. People are trying to stir drama around you, like stir it up, because you're a big contributor to the streams. And this happens every time someone's publicly a big contributor to the streams. So just so you know, all right, I don't want anything to happen here where, you know, I'm just telling you up front, this is happening behind the scenes. Someone just literally just did something right now. Like, did you see what he said on Twitter about you? No, because I don't fucking stalk my viewers. I have a life. I stream and then I turn it off and I spend time with my family. I don't sit on Twitter stalking my fucking viewers. Christ, these fucking people, man. Okay. So, let's take a break. Alright. Let's take a break. I'll be right back in a couple of minutes here. And we're going to start up with Tell Me Why. Actually, that didn't sound right. Hold on. Tell me why. That was better. We're going to do that. Alright? Alright, guys. Let's take a quick break. I'll be right back with Tell Me Why.